Thank you for tuning in to Selling Coins on eBay, a case study by the App Store Chronicle. And today we're going to share with you the secrets we found when we were researching what happens exactly when a coin sells. So about the study, it was based on the initial study was based on 200 coins with auctions ending within minutes of each other. The data was checked twice and verified, and it was interpreted by us for the purposes of the study, just so that we could find actionable steps for sellers. But if you'd like to interpret the data in your own way, we'd be happy to send you that data. So just go to appstorechronicle.com and send us an email that you want the data, and we'd be happy to do so. Now, on starting prices, this is actually a key issue. This is the biggest thing that we found. It's kind of obvious, but the actual disparity between the two is huge. Now, we found that coins with a starting price in their auction from $0 to $1 sold 92% of the time, whereas auctions with starting prices above $1, and it's usually only like maybe $1.50, maybe $2, maybe $3, very low numbers, just slightly above $1, or that 99% or that 99-cent sweet spot, we found that those only sold a mere like 30-something% of the time. I can't think of the number off the top of my head, but you can see it actually portrayed on this graph. So starting low is actually incredibly important. Now you may be wondering, if I start my bids low, isn't it going to mean that my item is going to sell for a lower price? Well, not necessarily. What we found was that items that started lower ended up having more bids, and more bids ended up leading to the object selling for a higher price, even sometimes than its own book value, than its market value. And we attributed this to two psychological principles. The first one is called pricing psychology, and it's something you can look up, and it's that objects that appear very cheap, one of the most commonly used is the 99-cent price point. They sell much more easily than items that don't have that same pricing psychology. And we don't know exactly why this is, but there are numerous studies. I don't want to get into all of this, but there are numerous studies out there. If you want to look up pricing psychology studying, you can learn all about it. But that's one contributing factor. The other major factor is social proof. Now, when you start your item at under $1, you get the bargain hunters. It's not really a big deal for someone to tune in and bid, so you get very early bidders who are just looking for a bargain. But those same bidders drive up your bid count and inspire other bidders to come in through social proof. You may think you're always looking for the best deal and that you're going to look for the item that is going to sell for the lowest price relative to its value, but the truth is you're looking for an item that other people see as valuable, so you're going to look at the bid count whether you notice it or not. So social proof is absolutely massive, and I have this automatically running so it keeps on switching slides. Sorry about that. And I have a little bit of a lisp because I have a major cold. Now, items starting at 99 cents we found often don't sell higher than the items starting at do sell higher than items starting at $100, and we'll get into some examples after this. So the first case study we did, and this was just one out of the hundreds of coins we looked at. The first study was 200, but we did a couple more after that. Was a 1909 uncirculated penny, and this is an example of it. It was the VDB. It was the signature of the author of the sculptor that was on the coin. This isn't the actual coin itself, but we found that the starting price was 99 cents, and the coin its actual value, according to most standard sources, is around $310, but it sold for well over $400. That's well over $90 above, well, probably well over $100 above the goal price for this coin. And it started at 99 cents. That's hundreds of times what it started out as. So this coin alone illustrates the point that you can start an auction low and get your full value back because it inspires bidding, which inspires further bidding, bidding wars. If you want a bidding war and if you want your coin to sell for way more than it's worth, start it at 99 cents. So the questions that we asked were what caused high bid counts, because high bid counts are key to getting the highest price for your item. And we found the biggest causes were the photo, the auctioneer, the starting price, and the listing. And we're going to look at these coming up. This is really annoying. Anyway, auctioneers. Oh, by the way, if you want to see this presentation by yourself because you don't really want to have it automatically flipping slides, we put this up on our website, the full presentation, and you can look at it and look at the data yourself and figuring things out and kind of review it at your own pace. So the link is in the description, and if you would like to view that, go ahead. Now, auctioneers. Auctioneers with established accounts are more likely to get bid counts from like 15 to 30. Those are huge bid counts, but honestly, unless your item is extremely exceptional, you're not going to get a bid count into the 30s or into the 20s most often. What we're trying to do is get you to consistent bid counts between 10 and 15. And what we found is that if you follow the proper data, you can do that. So, the next important item was color of the background. Now, on the right, you can see an example of a coin that sold very well. This was a photo that we took, and it shows the contrast of the coin by putting it against a black background. And we found that black was the most successful in selling of any different background color, and we have a lot of data to back this up, because it gives it a premium feel, and it contrasts the coin, and it brings out the professional, the detail of the coin. So we found that black was extremely successful as a background color, to be clear. So we looked at the data, and we found that black was successful, followed by a graded slab. Well, that's the interesting thing. Now, for those of you that know coins, a graded slab costs, anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on what coin you're getting graded and where you go, from a reputable service. So that's costing you extra on your bottom line, and it's actually performing less than the black background. The free background is going to get you more bids and more money, more bang for your buck. Because buyers, our theory on this is that buyers don't want to see a graded slab, because that means that they don't think they're getting the fair value, because they think they're getting the fair value and nothing less. Because buyers think that a graded slab means you know your pricing and you're not going to sell for less than that. A black background means a beautiful coin, but it doesn't look too pretentious for buyers to jump in. Now, the next successful thing we found was white, but white is the most common of all of them by far. So if you want your item to stand out, try black, a black background. Now, another thing we found was that velvet and red worked particularly well, particularly velvet. We don't know exactly why this is, but I guess if you want to give that a try, it's very comparable to white, and it's less common, so it's probably going to get your coin more views. And then finally we found wood and stone, like countertops, tables, perform surprisingly well compared to, well, for example, over coin slips. You'd think coin slips, which are like 2x2s that collectors put their coins into, they'd be good because people would consider that the coins are in good condition because they've been taken care of and they're in a protective sleeve. But no, they detract from the view, they're not minimalist enough, and they actually tend to lower the bid count significantly, even over two of our worst ones, wood and stone, and blue. By the way, never put your coin against a blue background or your coin will not sell. So, basically, so far, as we've said, start your coin at 99 cents, put it against a black background, maybe velvet. White's okay, but it's so common that your coin's likely to be overlooked. So now we're going to give you a second to catch up. I know I talked a little fast there. Alright, so that is our color analysis. By the way, we excluded all zero bid coins from this data because we thought that zero bid coins didn't accurately represent the set. So this is all based on coins that got one bid or more. And I'm going to take a drink. Now, on to some other photo tips that we have come up with based on our observations and the analysis of data. Close-ups will sell a lot better than coins that are surrounded by a lot of material. Like, don't take the photo of your little coin on the table and the whole table around it. People actually do this. It detracts from the coin. It takes away detail, and it lowers your bid count and your value. Take high-def photos or high-resolution photos. Even the cameras off of many smartphones can take better photos than some of the ones listed. So take good photos if you want to make good money. It's probably going to be worth it if you're selling one or more coins, or I'd say 3 or more coins, to invest in a good camera if you don't have one. And a little pro tip, many computer scanners actually take decent coin pictures against the right background. So I'd stick a coin on like a black background and image it, and it actually looks pretty good. So that's one thing to consider. And lighting. Make it even. Don't be that guy with the weirdly lit coin, because honestly, the more light, the better. Unfortunately, this was just too subjective of a standard to test, but we did find that that coins with perfect lighting sold significantly better, and that coins with horrible lighting just didn't sell at all. And a few more reasons to start low, as we've been saying. That was our first point. From our original data set, we picked the highs and the lows. The most expensive coin sold from that entire data set was $665, and the starting price was 99 cents. So that's a 670% increase, or 6,700% increase. That is massive. It's well worth it to start your coin at 99 cents. And the highest starting price we found was $783, which actually was the fair market value for that coin, but it didn't sell because people aren't going to pay a high starting price. They want the social proof, they want the trust, and nobody wants to bid on a coin with a low bid count and a high price. And it's scientifically proven. And the lowest starting price we found, which we don't recommend starting this low at all because you're probably not going to make your money back, is $2.09, or is 1 cent, which sold for $2.09, which is pretty decent at a 209% increase, 209 times its original value, although it's not much. But the coin was worth like 10 cents anyway. It was like some rather recent coin. So if you think about it, starting your coin at 1 cent is actually better off than starting your coin at $783. Even though it all depends on value. But I'd recommend starting your coins at 99 cents. 1 cent is a little too low. Now, the majority of coins sold that were starting at 99 cents sold at or near or beyond their book value, but the majority of coins above that price of 99 cents didn't sell at all. So don't waste your life, don't waste your time listing auctions that aren't going to sell. Start it at 99 cents and make the sale. And finally, our last point is free shipping. Now, it's a bonus for some buyers, and you've got to wonder, is it going to help me sell the item? Because that's the most important reason why you would actually have free shipping. And we found that it does offer a slight, like 20% increase in conversions, but not a serious increase in bid count. People aren't bidding that much for free shipping, honestly, so it's probably not worth the higher cost. Because you're going to have far lower margins on, say, a $20 coin if you add in $4 for shipping. So basically, I'd recommend, if you have a high-yield coin, like, we found that we did a study of 100 high-yield coins, which are like $500 to several $1,000s, and 100 low-yield coins, which were the absolute bottom, like cents to dollars. And 80% of the low-yield coins, shippers, required paid shipping, while only 43% of the high-end shippers required that same paid shipping. So people are already doing this mostly. Just give free shipping if your coin is making a lot of money for you, but I would recommend not giving free shipping on cheaper coins because honestly the bump that you get is not worth it. So if you have questions, shoot us an email. Visit our blog at appstorechronicle.com, appstorechronicle.com. Yes, I can spell that. Ask us your question. Here's linked in the PowerPoint. It's just here. But go to the website and go to our contact page, or you can hire us from that same contact page, and we do data analysis, consulting. But We really appreciate you stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this video. And that's it for us. So, thank you. AppStoreChronicle.com. Peace.